Hey guys, so this is my final flip through of my 2025 uh, daily devotion journal. This is the month of December, and I actually completed all 365 days. I'm really proud. All of the months are up on YouTube, so I don't think I'm going to do like a full flip through. It did go across two journals, two Scribbles That Matters journal. It took the full 151 pages of the first journal and then another 45 or so pages in the second journal. The final month of December, I studied women from the New Testament. I started with Anna the prophetess. She was an elderly woman at the time of Messiah's birth, and she actually saw Messiah shortly after he was born when he visited the temple, or rather, when his family visited the temple. This was before the whole 12-year-old thing. This was when he was still a baby. And then she went on to spread the gospel, or rather to spread the good news that he was born, um, to many people in Jerusalem. So that was an interesting study. And then the next person I studied was Berenice, or Bernice. Her name is spelled multiple ways. She was the sister of Herod Agrippa II. So she was I think, the granddaughter of King Herod, who tried to kill the Messiah. Um, and it was really interesting to read about her. She was present for one of Paul's trials, and she heard his case. And at the end of it, she believed him. But he had asked to go to like the Romans because the Jews were dead set against him and wanted to put him in jail. And so she says something like it's too bad that they're not going to hear him out. So she had some sympathy for Paul. It's unclear whether or not she had the power to keep him out of jail herself, what kind of authority she had. But I did find it interesting that she was present with her brother, who was acting as king of the Jews at the time, and that she was there listening to the trial. It wasn't like she was just, at home, tucked away. So she was involved in the politics of the day, which was also interesting to learn about. And then the third person I studied was uh, Junia, or Junia. There's actually a little bit of controversy over this particular woman in the Bible. Some argue that there's a typo and that this name should be Junius or Junius, which would make it a man. And that is because of one line that says that this person was of note among the apostles. Some people think that this person was an apostle, and therefore they argue that it must have been a man. Um, when I read the text, I didn't really get that this person has to be an apostle. It just that they were noted among the apostles, that the apostles knew of them, and that they were praised amongst the body. Um, but regardless, most people agree that this is a woman and that this woman was actually related to Paul, which I thought was interesting because it seems that this person also came to Christ before Paul, which makes me wonder what their relationship was like before Paul's conversion and if Paul ever tried to have this person jailed. This person did end up going to jail. Paul says that they were fellow prisoners. I don't know if that means that they were jailed together or if they just both did time. So there were lots of interesting things to look into and to study about Junia. And then the final woman that I studied for the year was the Syrophoenician woman. And this was definitely an interesting study to end the year on. She has a demon possessed daughter. She approaches the Messiah. And this is where his response is unlike any other person that responds, that he heals or does a miracle for. He basically tells her to leave, and he uses this phrase where he says that um, you wouldn't give bread you wouldn't give the children's bread to the dogs, which is, I was like, whoa, whoa, right? But it was an interesting passage. I read a bunch of different commentaries on how people interpret the passage and what people think he was really meaning or why he responded in that manner. Um, she does not seem to get offended by the fact that he refers to her as a dog. Instead, she responds that even the dogs eat from the crumbs of the master's table, or the children's table, depending on whether you're in Matthew or Mark. And I found some interesting interpretations of like what was happening, and I also did a word study, because the word that Messiah uses to say, to call her a dog or to reference dogs, is not the slur that was used at the time by the Jews to reference non-Jews. So it's interesting because this is where I think studying the word in general becomes interesting, because there's context, there's the time period, and then there's like our time period, and it all kind of gets blurred together. And so, as you know, from a 2025, now 2026 perspective, it very much seemed like, an insult. It seemed a bit xenophobic or racist. But if you take it back to that time period, and you realize that the word is not the word that they used at the time to mean what it sounds like he's saying in English today, that perhaps there was something deeper going on. And so I did spend a lot of time digging into, like I said, commentaries, word studies, histories, and trying to sort through why he would have said that to her. I have a couple of talking points in my notes, that I have. You can find the notebook in the description below. But that was an interesting study to close the year on. And of course, I finished it out with some reflections for the month. And I may end up doing a year of reflections, since I have so much extra paper in this second notebook. But yeah, that is the whole of December. I actually managed to do all 365 days worth of journaling across this notebook. It was really fun, and I look forward to my 2026 journal. Thank you guys for tuning in. Bye.